Evacuations in the dark as large areas of Ukraine are left without power following another wave of damaging missile strikes by Russia against the country's energy infrastructure. We begin in Ukraine. President Zelensky has accused Russia of crimes against humanity at a UN Security Council meeting after strikes on key energy infrastructure. There were several explosions in the capital, Kyiv, after an air raid alert was issued for the whole country. The western city of Lviv was reported to be without power. It's now been mostly restored. And in the Zaporizhzhia region, a newborn baby was killed when a rocket hit a maternity unit. Moscow has recently increased its attacks on Ukrainian energy networks, but President Zelensky said Ukrainians would get through it all and restore it all. Our Europe correspondent Jessica Parker reports now from Kyiv.
Smoke clouds signalling destruction has come again to Kyiv. This is hundreds of miles away from the front line, but here, this battle also costs lives. In a town just outside Kyiv, people's homes and a nearby school felt the force of these strikes. Just hours later, the fire's out, but the daylight's gone. Evacuations in the dark.
We heard rockets flying, and then we heard a loud explosion. A colleague saw a red light. In our educational center, windows and doors blew out, the ceiling fell.
In these freezing temperatures, homes have been left without roofs, apartments without windows, people without a place to live.
We are evacuating people from the building that was damaged. Those who need to sleep somewhere, we are taking them to a hotel where they can stay as long as they need. There will be food and heating there.
That bus is just leaving, taking residents who can no longer stay in their homes, perhaps because of the damage, but also there's no power here. The only reason we can see anything at the moment is because of the lights coming from the emergency vehicles, fire trucks and police cars. People here, there's a lot of activity, but they just pass you like shadows.
Here and in many places, the light of a torch may be all they have, as today's strikes forced power stations to shut down. Critical infrastructure again appears to have been Moscow's target. If this is an effort to break the will of Ukrainians, they help each other on. But it's a painful struggle. My windows and walls flew away, she says. Don't cry, says her grandson. Everything will be fixed. It will be better. This is driving through a capital city in the early evening, but look around. Off the road, no lights. The country's energy system had already been attacked. Now the race against winter to repair it just became even harder. Jessica Parker, BBC News in Kyiv.
Well, staying with that story, almost 90% of neighbouring Moldova was left without electricity following those strikes on Ukraine. Although the country wasn't directly hit, Moldova's foreign minister said they have traditionally relied on Ukraine and Russia for energy and are unsure, because of the ongoing conflict, where their power will now come from. Well, I want to update you now on the unfolding disaster in Indonesia, where efforts are still underway to try to rescue any more survivors from Monday's earthquake. The latest official figures say 200 directly hit. Moldova's foreign minister said they have traditionally relied on Ukraine and Russia for energy and are unsure, because of the ongoing conflict, where their power will now come from.